on the Crafty Meraki YouTube channel, and I am going to be using even more scraps. Yes, I am. So I'm actually going to be using the same die cut as I used in my previous video, and if you haven't seen the first two use up your scraps videos, there's actually two now, you should really go check out those two as well. But in this one, we're gonna do, instead of going rainbow, which is kind of my go-to, I decided to try to step outside the box, the die cutting box maybe, and I'm going to use different colors. So I really love the look of tone on tone, so which is basically the same color die cuts on top of the same color cardstock. And I'm not very good at it. I really like it when other people do it, but I decided I'm gonna give it a go. But to kind of appease my other side, which likes a bit of a splash of color, I'm going to do one in reds, which is completely tone on tone, and the other one is going to be a gray card base with light pink hearts. So I'm going to do the same trick as I do a lot of the times with die cuts. I'm going to use some press and seal. So I'm going to place all the card bits, die cut bits, where I want them on my card base. And then we're going to put down the press and seal, turn it over, add the glue, and then we're going to easy peasy put these pieces down onto the card base. So it's a super good and handy trick to do when you're trying to get your cards done quickly, or if you like to kind of puzzle your pieces around on your card base and then, you know, try to keep it all in one place. So we are going to do the two slightly different. So on the gray one, we're going to do rows, and the red one, as you might have noticed, is kind of like horizontal rows, or just a slightly different pattern. Now we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to take up our press and seal, and we're going to pop this down, and then we're going to try to pick up all of these pieces. Here I had a boo-boo, so I decided, you know what, I cannot be dealing with this right now. Hopefully I'm not the only one that has these moments, so I just decided to, you know what, we're going to focus on our red card to begin with. So the gray one is going to have to be one of those little side projects where you're like, I deal with that when I'm in the mood. So here we are going to trim off the other pieces, or the pieces that are sticking out around the card base itself. I decided to use one of my excess pink cards to just try which side has got the sort of the toothy, like the jagged side of the scissors, and which ones are the smooth, because I don't want to have like those jaggedy sides sticking up on my card base or my card front. So the way I'm just cutting these is just following the line of the card base itself, or the card panel, and you get really nice smooth lines if you get your scissors the right way. So it's definitely worth checking that before you start cutting, because, you know, once you cut, that's it, it's done. So with some of these like extra little pieces, I just filled up at that top bit there, really, where it kind of needed that bottom bit of the heart to kind of fill up the pattern. And then I decided it didn't need any at the bottom. So here we are going to use our splatter box, protect our work surface a little bit, and then we're going to splatter gold, like lots of gold on this. Oh yeah, go to town, people, go to town, because it's for love, right? Yeah. So we are going to go like proper. You can see here, I am like full on going at it, and it just adds such a lovely look. I love that. So gorgeous. Yes. And then we're also going to do some foiling. Oh yes. So we're going to take our hearts out. So these are the Affluent hearts, hot foil plates. And we're going to do two of the hearts, not the middle sized heart. We're going to do the biggest and the smallest. And then we are also going to do the words. So you pop those down onto your Glimmer hot foil machine. Make sure you leave your machine to warm up properly, and then add your choice of foil. I decided to go for red for this one because we're really going tone on tone here. Yes. And then pop your paper and your shims on top. Press your timer button. Let the machine do its magic. And while you're waiting for that, you might as well cut out another little piece of foil and do another one as well. Because once you have your machine out, you might as well, right? I always find that I get better results whenever I leave my machine to get really hot. So yes, I am all for the more is merrier when it comes to foiling, for sure. So here we're gonna peel and reveal, and ooh and ah a little bit. That red is stunning, just stunning. And then we're gonna use the coordinating die cuts, and we're gonna cut all of this out. And if you're smart, you will tape down some of your pieces with a little bit of washi tape. If you live on the wild side like I do, you will just roll through without a care in the world and hope for the best. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just take my word for it. And we're going to do a little bit of matte gold as well. So as I said, if you have your pieces out or your machines out, might as well do more than one, because yeah, foiling is life. It looks so good. So pick out the die cuts while you're waiting for your machine to heat up. And now, once the timer's gone, we're going to roll this through again. And oh, that goes, the matte gold. It is so lovely. So, so good. I love it. It's really good. Yeah, look at that. Now, when you're finished, turn off your machines. Put it aside, let it cool down. Don't try to like pack away your hot foil plates until they're really nice and cool. And while we're waiting for that, we are going to die cut these pieces out as well. And as you can see, I am still fiddling with these pieces on my own. I should have used a little bit of washi tape. Yes, because it is the smart thing to do. Just take my word for it. Because this one did not come out great. No, it did not. I ended up having to do the words again because the little die cuts slipped and cut them out weird. So those pieces we're going to use to layer up the words so that you get a little bit of depth and definition instead. Because, you know, we don't want to waste stuff. So when something doesn't go our way, we don't waste it. We keep it, and then eventually one day we'll find a use for it, if not today. So here we are gonna have a little look at that. So we have the red, which decided to take a nosedive, yes, and the matte gold, and it is just dreamy. I love foiling, it's so good. And here we have the red one with the red hearts and the gold, and look at that, look at the shimmer. Oh, it just adds a little something, doesn't it? It really does. It's such a tiny thing to do, but it really does take it up like that extra level. Yes. And if you are unsure of where you want your words and your hot foil pieces to go, this is the second one. I did that off camera, but yeah, I splattered down one with gold as well. And I was going to do red, red, red. Everything was going to be red, and then the grey one was going to be with the matte gold. And it was a good thing I took the time to puzzle these pieces around, because I went from the idea of doing them exactly the same and then not. So I don't know where I shifted, but I decided in the end I had to take a moment and think about it. If you feel like you're always second guessing yourself in your craft room, you are not alone. You are not. So just bear that in mind. When you are ready and you have your sort of layout ready, you can either use press and seal and pick these up, or if you are not sure that you're going to remember where everything goes, take a picture and use that as a reference, and then take your pieces off and your glue and add them back down. And if you need to reference your photo 4 times, don't think that is weird either, because whenever I think that I know something in my craft room, it's usually not the case. No, it's not. But these ones, there was a little bit of a hit and miss here and there, and I did have to redo a couple of pieces, and there were some mistakes along the way, but we got there in the end, didn't we? And I really like how these turned out. The red on red on red actually turned out so good. And red is not even one of my favorite colors, but I'm generally more drawn towards this one. but you pick which one's your favorite.